Hey guys, welcome to number 11 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode we have got a game against Leeds United in the FA Cup. A good way to kick it off, a nice easy game, should be able to use the second team, but then we got Chelsea and Manchester United. In the last episode we did get some money off the board. I think we got about 7.3 million, so we're in a pretty good position in terms of if we do need to bring in some more signings, then that's always an option. Obviously we've got quite a few players on our shortlist already. I'm going to potentially put a few bids in for those, maybe swap deals. Like Jordan Rhodes, really not done too well. We could just put him and a couple of million in and potentially get a Gala, and that would be a great improvement because he really hasn't scored. He's probably scored 5 goals if that. So I'm just going to start off the episode by putting that bid in, and if it gets accepted, that'll be fantastic. So we've put a bid in there for 3 million plus Lustig for Nathan Redmond. He has got 6 months left on his contract, but because he's under 23, I think it is, you can't get him on a pre-contract signing, so a little bit annoying. Also, we got Arnold here. I wouldn't mind bringing him in a straight swap deal for Sarabia because he goes up to like an 83, but he really hasn't like grown at all. So I think potentially swapping him for Arnold, who can play in a few more positions, gives us a few more options in terms of formations, and probably is a better player. So we're going to go into our first game now against Leeds United. We're going to be using our second team as well, as it's the Cup. We need to get these players playing games, and I think we'll start with Martin and then bring Bent off the bench. And it is kind of good to see how much squad depth we do have. We're going to put Brignoli in goal as well, and we have got Sekou Kambu, who has actually been sold in real life to a club, but I quite like him. He's a young little player, and I'm actually going to play him for this game because Lustig really hasn't done too well since signing in the summer. He's only a couple of ratings high. He is going to eventually start to drop off. His defensive stats aren't even that good, like 78. Christie, he is like 10 more, but is it really that worth it? So into the lineups for today's game now. You've already seen our lineup. We've got pretty fresh teams, players like Sekou and Cambo, and Thorne hasn't really played that many games, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Looking at the Leeds United lineup, they got Silvestri in goal, Belushi at right back, Belushi at centre back, sorry, Berardi at right back, Pataka, Janssen, Murphy, Dallas, Palacios, and Wood up front. It's a pretty strong team, 4-4-2. It'll be interesting to see how it does against our 4-2-3-1. Here we go through for Forestieri, and he's put it into the back of the net. What a great goal from the Italian. He's not at the best of time at the club. Obviously, Sarabia has been the main centre attacking midfielder, but a good ball inside from Russell, then through to Thorne. A wonderful through ball from George Thorne. You cannot deny the quality in that. And then a pretty good finish from the Italian against the Italian to make it 1-0, and a good start to the second half, definitely what we needed. And there it is, full time. We've won the game. We're through to the next round of the FA Cup. It wasn't the most eventful game in the world, but we probably dominated it slightly. Mason Bennett came on late on in the game, got a pretty close chance. Maybe if it deflected in a different way, Darren Bent could have been there to put it into the back of the net. But nevertheless, a good 1-0 win. As long as we get the result, I don't really care how we do it. We dominated quite nicely, 8 shots, they only had 1 on target. George Thorne had a wonderful game, and that through ball for Forestieri was wonderful. Going into our next game now, it is against Chelsea. As you can see, they are top of the table. They got 44 points, we have 24 points, so they're 20 points ahead of us. They've only lost 2 games so far this season. Their goal to game ratio as well is quite good, so it is going to be the toughest game of the episode, and probably the toughest game of the season. So it is away from home as well, making it even tougher at Stamford Bridge. So let's go into the game now. If we could nick a point, then that'd be incredible, but I don't know how we're going to be able to do it. So I think we'll just go for this line. We've got Hughes back from injury now, which is good to see. He was out injured for a few months, so yeah, hopefully it's not a thing that happens quite a bit, because he's a player that I would quite like to grow. He hasn't actually got the injury prone trait, but he's already had a few quite big injuries, and he's a vital player to the team. 90 vision on a 21-year-old is incredible. When you've got Michael Carrick next to him, only 76, and obviously he's declining a bit. So into the game now, it is against Chelsea. Looking at their lineup, they've gone for a 4-2-3-1. They've got Kennedy on the left mid, Baba, Zuma, Cahill, Callas, Courtois, Cuadrado, John Owen, Kelvin, Van Ginkel, Oscar, and Remy up front. So no Diego Costa, no obviously John Terry. I think he's retired on this career mode. Ivanovic as well. He's gone. They're holding midfielders. They're really not too good. So going to be an interest. As you can see there in the top left hand corner, Chelsea have had 10 shots, we've only had 5, but we've done quite well defensively to prevent those shots from being in good positions. I'm actually going to put it on ultra defensive now, but it doesn't matter because we actually ended the game now 0-0 in the end. Not the most entertaining game in the world, but quite a few misses from the Chelsea players. 4 misses there, and 5 misses, sorry, 1 miss from Thomas Ince. But yeah, we've done quite well in this game to get a point at Stamford Bridge. Christie did quite well defensively on that right hand side, keeping Hazard in his back pocket obviously. So yeah, we did well to get a nice point. So let's go into the next game now against Manchester United. It is at the iPro Stadium. Obviously Carrick coming against his former club. We're going to have to make a few changes due to fitness reasons. Obviously got quite a few fixtures in this episode quite close together. So fitness wise it's not looking too good. We're going to be playing George Thorne. Did really well in that Leeds game, and hopefully you can replicate the form. And I don't think we're going to make too many changes, but we're going to have to make a few. Going into the last game now against Manchester United, looking at our lineup, we've had to make a couple of changes due to fitness. Obviously bringing in Forestieri and Russell in the attacking areas, and I don't know what I'm going to do with Jordan Rhodes. It looks like Watford aren't wanting him. Maybe we can sell him for like 4 million and potentially just put that money into an Igalo deal. But looking at the Manchester United lineup, we've gone for Valdez in goal, Darmian Jones, Blenshaw, Schneiderlin, 9-goal, Hulk, Depay, Powell and Cavani. Quite a good bench as well. Rooney, Martial, Mata, Rojo. So it's a pretty strong Manchester United team, like Cavani and Hulk. They're pretty good big signings. Cavani here. Oh, he's put the ball into the back of the net. Cavani has to make it 1-0 in the first 20 minutes of the match. A good 1-2 there with, I think, yeah, 9-goal, and back to Powell, back to Cavani. Good triangle pass in there from Manchester United to make it 1-0. Here we go, George Thorne. And he's put it into the back of the net, just like in real life. Man United go 1-0 up, then George Thorne brings it back to make it 1-1. A good layoff there from Rhodes, but it was more down to Thorne's tenacity to get through there and to put it into the back of the net with his left foot to make it 1-1, and a really good finish from Thorne. He's been really good this episode. I might have to just play him over Carrick, because Carrick really hasn't had that impact really since signing. He's not been as good as I expected. No, what are you fucking doing, you moron, Luke? Oh, why have I done that? Just before half time. Keeper like threw it short, then I just passed it out wide. I don't know why my left back just ran off, and Depay had an open goal to make it 2-1 and to put him into the lead going into the second half. So yeah, it's really like last kick of the half, stupid thing to do. Ball into the back post. Rooney with the ball control. Oh, and Rooney with the goal. He's killed the game there. 3-1, just like in real life. Man United went 1-0 up, then Thorne got us back 1-1, and yeah, they've kind of killed us off now. And it's a little bit annoying how shit Jordan Rhodes has been since signing for us. I don't think he's got more than like 4 goals, and those have not been anything special. They've been like tap-ins and stuff like that. But we got a chance to just get a consolation goal here in the last minute of the match. Can we get a good ball into the back post, hopefully? Nope. Vardy. Here we go, back at the net, Vardy. A little consolation goal for us, pretty much last kick of the game. But yeah, I'm just going to be starting Vardy now, and I'm going to transfer list Jordan Rhodes, because he gets goals when he plays at least. Rhodes, he just doesn't. He doesn't make anything of it. And yeah, that's the game. Unfortunately, we have lost. Not the worst loss in the world, only 3-2. Obviously, did quite well in that Chelsea game to get the point, and obviously quite a few of our players had low fitness. So we have got a load of scout reports back now, so that means we can put some more like better bids in for some players, because I'm just shooting in the dark at the moment. So we have got a transfer offer as well for Jordan Rhodes. It is from Southampton. I think if they match his value, then we have like just under 10 million. He's on about 40-50 grand a week. That'll add on to the wages as well. So I think yeah, I wouldn't mind letting him go for that, and maybe looking at Southampton strikers, maybe Charlie Austin. If we could do a swap deal with him, then that would be something to look forward to. So yeah, we've got Sheffield Wednesday in the next episode. We should be able to beat them in the FA Cup, QPR and Stoke, so we should be able to get like 9 points. 3 wins there, nice and easy, and hopefully make some actual signings and not get our players robbed off us. So yeah, if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you smash the like button. If you could leave some comments down below on who we should sign, that would also be very nice, because I just feel like I'm I need some players, and yeah, we haven't got long to really decide. I'm going to put a 1.5 on top of that, going up to about 3 million. If that was accepted, I'd really like Copair in the club. So yeah, we're going to end off the episode here. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.